G'day, welcome back to my string challenge episodes of Fly Corp. And today, I believe what we are doing first up is we're going to unlock France. Just to get that straight in here. Let's see what cities it gives us. So we go straight to Paris. No, I haven't upgraded these planes, and that one just constantly keeps getting bigger and bigger. So we'll upgrade him, and we've maxed out Brussels as much as we can currently afford. And what we'll do is we'll just upgrade those so that if Paris does become a sudden hotspot, everyone on this end of the flight paths may actually be able to get to him. That's the hope. Now I won't upgrade anything beyond Paris for now. We'll just do it as just Paris, because I imagine those will sort of toss and turn a little bit. And we more want to spend that money on upgrading essentially the already established lines of this is how, of how they will sit. We currently have that as our hotspot, but I can't imagine too many people are really getting through. It's only going to be populations of 50 at a time. So far, I'm quite liking South America for how many close cities we're getting. That is a fair few. And they are not really having much in the way of big flights. Now, this is where I'm a bit unsure on what way I should approach Europe. From France, I don't know if what I should do is work my way down Spain and Portugal, and then into Morocco, and then Africa, almost loop Africa, I suppose. Come back up through Tunisia into Italy, then work up and around sort of that route. Or if what I should do is come out of England and then just go this way, and then sort of across and across, and then come down. And the reason that it's sort of hard, going to be painful to work out, is if I end up going this way and then I change my mind, when I add somewhere like Germany, we're going to have to continually break the loop and then re-add these guys to the inside of the loop. But I suppose if I head down into Africa and then my objective is to unlock all of Africa, then I will at least sort of should have the design of that already done. So for example, if I was to redesign how I'm doing South America, it's not going to impact North America at all because it's already done. So if I get all of Africa and then decide to redesign it at any point, there's only really 4 possible points of entry here. It's going to be Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, or Djibouti that are going to probably be the points that will come in. Let's get rid of that one, and we'll go this way. I've been to France only once as a kid. Went to Paris, and I don't remember overly liking it too much. Yeah, wasn't that old. I remember going up the Eiffel Tower. That's probably about the entirety of my French memories. Just that I didn't like it. It's basically the memory that I have, but I can't tell you why. Okay, so that guy's upgraded, so let's continue to spend money to... Oh, he was already upgraded. Upgrade him. This guy, we probably will need to add a couple more extra jets on that, but again, it's not what our goal is at the moment. Now, I think that what I'll do is anything that comes up saying, oh, do you want to spend money to do this? Sure, we'll do it. Because money isn't overly an object here, Just basically making it is that if we can win some huge prizes as we unlock more and more countries, we may as well do it. It's burning money, click on the wrong thing. That's the tricky thing that I'm doing here is I've got to remember that I click on one thing, the planes, and then I upgrade them all the way. Then the next thing I upgrade only twice, and then the plane is all the way. Then the next thing is only twice. My mind starts to wander. I start either only upgrading the planes twice, or upgrading the airports way higher than they need to be. Red deer. Or if there are red deer and red deer. I'll just hang out here until we can upgrade this guy all the way. We are getting very close to having Canada all the way upgraded. I don't know how much of actual flights coming in are internal. Like you can see here, nothing here is sitting as an internal flight. So the idea that I do need a country actually all connected to each other, I don't think really exists. Like, say if we go this guy, it's probably a bad example because I can't tell you what the name of Mexican cities are. Actually, let's go someone that will actually sit there for a little bit, which would be this guy. So I mean, I don't think that it's necessarily a problem that, for example, if you want to go from this spot in Canada to that spot in Canada, you've got to go via the West Indies. I do hope that that is the correct name for this collection of islands. West Indies, that is that's a painful guy to try and work out how we add in here. I suppose we get rid of that connection there. We bounce up and then down. But to me, generally I use that from cricketing terms. That the cricket team that'll play from, is it Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Bahamas, Jamaica? They'll be the West Indies. But I don't know if that's the collective that you would use for say Haiti and the Dominican Republic and Cuba as well. Get out of here, Paris. Oh, we eventually got Orleans, just not New Orleans. But yeah, you can see we are starting to generate money a little bit quicker now, which is good. And I'd say that possibly adding France has helped that, because we've got people now, or like a lot of people traveling the opposite direction on the routes. Like I said, if we've only got the if going into France you then drop down to 100-seat airports and 50-seat planes, then surely they're going to be, like, we're going to be losing a lot of passengers as we reach France anyway. So it's almost all for nothing. I mean, I could address that by just making the airports in France bigger, even if we're going to get rid of France, like the routes in France. the airports will always be there. So we'll give these guys 800-seater airports. Sorry, $800 airports, meaning they can seat 1,000 people. Oh, overdid that one. This is just for the potential economic gain we could have if a lot of people are traveling to France. Doesn't quite work if I don't upgrade the 2 airports that just came in. Sure, let's shut down Mexico. Alright, so we got a new city somewhere. Didn't appear to pop up in France. So, there we are. Fort Myers. So that's actually going to burn one of my fast planes. So we'll upgrade Fort Myers, and then we'll upgrade the planes surrounding it. Now you're sitting pretty permanently right there, buddy. You must have got missed in my upgrades. At least a miss like that is going to stand out. Toronto, Chicago. Oh, right. I was trying to work out why he's not sending anyone anywhere. It's because of these 2 cities here. But it's not just South America is cut off from the mainland. That there's just a break in the middle of our Cuban flights. There we go. We can now see that population of people shifting along. Okay. I guess we'll cull that one. These notifications are so constant of everyone being overflowed that it doesn't even give me the announcement of who's when I get a new city. There we go. Kalamazoo. Certainly never heard of that. Where are we putting you, Davenport? I suppose what we could do is put him in between Kansas City and Minneapolis. I could just break up that longer route. Kalamazoo. Is that in Minnesota? Is that what's there? No, that's Minnesota over here. Michigan? Maybe in Michigan? So we don't have Detroit, so I don't have a placement of where Michigan's sitting in here. But that border there might be Michigan. Well, that's a handy one here. What we might do, we might sell that route, and we'll sell that route, and we'll connect Orlando straight to Savannah, and then have Charlotte connect there, and then we'll let Tampa take advantage of Jacksonville. Give Atlanta a slightly shorter route. So we'll make sure we upgrade Savannah twice, and we upgrade its planes all the way, and then these planes all the way. It's nice that, I guess, it's pretty happy. It must be happy with the amount of French cities it's given me. I would have thought we'd get more than that. So I don't want to sort of jump into adding anything, another country just yet. Where did we get another new city? There's one. Erie. Let's put that in here. Now, did I finish upgrading all those planes? Looks like I did. Oop. Quick off the gun there. Quick off the draw, rather. There we go. What do we get? Santa Barbara. Oh, we got Nogales? How'd you pronounce that? We got Los Angeles to run into Santa Barbara. Fresno to run into that. I don't need to upgrade these guys yet because they're on the... They're not within the upgraded area. Just leave them as is. So what we might do is we'll bring in Guyana and Suriname. Sell that tiny little route for now. Just let them bounce like that. Thought we had the sound of another city coming in. There we are. Evansville. We are really getting into some cities I've never heard of in the United States. I'd say that's in Missouri. Evansville, Missouri. St. Louis is... St. Louis is the border here. They're the western border of Missouri, so I'd assume that's where he is. Can see a city show up anywhere up there. Oh, wherever this one's coming, I can't see him. Oh, there we are. Peoria. So if he's further away from Kansas City than Davenport is, there's no real appeal to put him in there. Possibly what we want is... Well, I mean, we can give Cedar Rapids to Davenport. I think maybe we'll give this guy between Chicago and Indianapolis. See, this is part of the reason I don't want to start updating countries too early. At least with their planes, because we might have to rebuild them over and over. Look how red the rest of the country is. Did I just block something off? Someone not get somewhere? Well, Amarillo is There's a welcome connection in the middle here. Home of the Cadillac Graveyard. And would be in the one of the sort of higher North Texas. I mean, you can probably say almost as north in Texas as you can get, because that's Oklahoma. So I think Oklahoma's sort of shaped pretty like that over the top of Amarillo. Kalamazoo should hopefully be an alright destination for everyone in the west to get through, so hopefully we can make some nice money. We definitely can still see plenty of cities going red, and even if they're only doing it for a second, they're impacting this. But I mean, really, we're still just dealing with wave 1 of trying to fix this, which is getting the 1,000 population, sorry, 500 population on the different airports and the faster jets. Just cut that back in for now, since we're not heading elsewhere yet. Waco. Suddenly getting a bit more of a resurgence of American cities here, even though we sat on it. I felt like we sat on it for a while waiting to see if we got any more. I was still hanging out for something here. Couldn't tell you the name of any cities between Sacramento and Portland, except for McMinnville, which is only about there. San Francisco and Oakland, are they further north? Or are they south? Like, I can't place them. Somewhere here, at least. Wilmington. $264. But that doesn't seem like that would be a saving grace for Charlotte, so let's sell that route. Then we'll upgrade Wilmington. Then it's planes. And make sure that one's done, yep. It's very exciting that we might be very close to being out of Canada with our upgrades. Victoria is still Canada, so that would be the end of that. Now we're back into America for our, I guess, farewell tour. I mean, I'd say there's less cities in this part than there are in that part. We will connect shortening that route, which is good. Can you imagine if I can actually stop this from going on, and then what that 30% extra money would do for me? Oh boy. $250 as opposed to 300. What would we do? We could go this guy down to here. And we would sort of like double back over itself. And one thing I kind of like about my route is that the line never crosses back across itself. It's sort of... So for that reason, I'm not going to jump back across Mexico or like have it run that way. Having those cross. Probably not the biggest deal in the world, but... it's part of the aesthetic I'm going for, I suppose. Alright, so there's another city in there. Reims. What I would like to do in France is go see it's in Calais, the can still see where the U-boats were docked. I think that would be pretty cool. And then some World War One history. The Somme is in France as well. I think that's right. The battleground of the Somme. I think that, as far as I'm aware, the ground is still really uneven and stuff, just from how devastating the bombs were. World War One. And if that's the case, that would be pretty neat thing to see. Certainly, if I go back to Europe, I think World War Two and a little bit of one would be the really up there on my to-do list, as well as Disneyland Paris. Just tick off another Disneyland. And Copenhagen be the other big city I'd like to go see. Certainly, I haven't been to Europe since I was a teenager, and my wife's never been to Europe, so it is certainly up there on the places to go. But it's a long way to fly, particularly while my daughter is still young. Might wait a little bit on that one. Oh, there's another city in there. Now that is slightly edging a little bit closer up here. If we did get more in here, we would claim these two back to Mexico's side of the route. We do have to think that every time we upgrade these planes and these airports, there are more people that are making their destination than were previous. So we can only hope that this money is starting to go faster and faster. It is nice at least to feel like we are progressing around this line. I'm surprised at how few French cities we've gotten in this. I thought there would be more. And surely this part of France here has people living in it. I mean, Calais is somewhere on the coast. I thought that was a pretty considerable city. Actually, Calais would be right here, is that right? Dover and Calais sort of run into each other, so maybe it's too close to Dover. Scranton. Home of The Office, the US version of The Office. Scranton, Pennsylvania. Sioux Falls. Definitely slowly chipping into the north of America. So again, all of this is very red, but as long as we've got something blocking off half the globe, I can imagine that people are just going to be sitting in their airports waiting for that to be corrected. Wait, what route have I done there? That's the one that should exist. Just wasted a good plane for nothing. Okay, so we want... Oh, that one can go. surprised that we've got nothing else down here too, but I mean, I'm getting the sense from this that... Oh, thank you, Venezuela. As I say, that there doesn't seem to be... Maybe there's just not much of a population at all once you get sort of further in than this. El Tigre. How is he closer than him? So while we're just gaining a little bit of money there, I am curious, how much population does Puerto Ayacucho have? As the first city that we've ended up with in sort of that inland in Venezuela. As of 2008, it has a metro population of 41,000. So we are definitely one of the biggest cities when it comes into, assume what must be getting very close to the rainforest. We are still getting a lot of cities down here, so I would think that when I'm doing my upgrades at the moment, they would only get down to here before I sort of continue to work into there. I mean, that being said, this is still Brest. It's going to be our best route there. We'll do that, and then if Paris connected this way and him go that way, so we cut that one, cut that one, and cut that one, and have him go there, that go there, cut that, and then we cut that. Now these guys are all sitting pretty red, but that's because I have not updated Sioux Falls. Fayetteville. Now, with this guy in here, and with gaining Amarillo not long ago, we really do have a good straight line connection across the center here. Just sort of in this area here, and then back here. Possibly what you could do is we could incorporate... I mean, the thing is, though, that at this point, this would be very expensive. We can incorporate... from here, go across, gain these, and then come back, and then sort of continue up. And then once we came down this coast, it would be more that you do these ones into here, and then somehow get across there. Ooh, okay, how are we pronouncing that? Schnendectity. Schnendectity. Where would that be? Vermont, New Hampshire, maybe? Or is it still just... I won't be New York, I think. New Haven is... Well, that's Massachusetts, I guess, up there. I don't know where New Haven is. Fargo, North Dakota. Okay, the amount of time it's taken us to add those new cities has given us a bit more of a budget here that we can work with. So let's just spend some money to Upgrade some more. And quite exciting, getting very close to the end of America. Or at least seeing the very first parts of Mexico here. I think possibly I just heard the sound of another city opening there, so I think we've probably got two to try and find. There's one of them. Well, in terms of trying to figure out how to get from here to here, that city does help. There's the other one come in. Oh, there's one in there. Now, I suppose for now we'll just go this way. Technically, we don't cross over our paths, do we? Or that edges out that way, so it does. Well, that's not going to have me happy, is it? But also, that's going to be a longer flight getting him down to there. But we'll do it. Okay, so let's clear that, and that, and that. And what we'll do is we'll connect those guys there, and then these guys that way. Fly them some... Oh, Jacksonville doesn't need to be that big. Right, I only need to upgrade the new city. Not all the cities around it. Okay, so we can go in there. That guy going that way. And then we'll spend our little remaining money. We'll get us to Fayetteville. And let's go find that last new city and then we'll call it a day. There we go. Saginaw. I assume it's going to be an Indian word. Oh, got another one over here. Portland, Maine. See, we are starting to really make money at a nice clip. Even just sitting there waiting to accrue from 0 to 1600 is not too bad. We can see that there are certainly some red airports in the middle, but usually identified as ones that I've forgotten to upgrade. Just have to wait for this plane to finish moving those guys along. I guess every level I can upgrade him, the better. Keep shifting that. Okay, so that's... We've got another city in here. Again, just getting slightly closer to bringing these guys back. One more city somewhere here, and we'll look at it. Can't see any there. We'll just double check to make sure we've got nothing new in France. Nothing in France. We've got one city here, but he'll be an expensive upgrade, so we won't worry about it now. Also got Idaho Falls, no, Caldwell, which would be in either, what would that be? In California would end there, so possibly it's Idaho, Washington State. No, it's way too south of Washington State if that's Portland, so it'd be either Eastern Oregon, Idaho, maybe northern Utah? I'm not quite sure. And there's another one in there. All right, well, we'll address those when we next come in. There we go. Paris is now on the board, and when we start up, we might add another country too. I think we'll go somewhere down here. We might go Ecuador. Just continue on our line at the moment. But until then, I will catch you later. See ya.